Hey everybody, welcome to Valentine TV. I hope everybody is having a very great 2026. I know this the first day, so happy new year. And we're gonna go ahead and do this truth is story. Excuse me, I worked last night. I'm so sorry that I'm not on screen right now. But anyway, Happy New Year. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. This is Valentine TV. As you come in, y'all, please hit the like, subscribe button, and be nice in the comments, please. Okay, so I'm gonna let the truth is go ahead and talk about the Anthony and J Paul fight. And y'all know how the truth is. Y'all, let's see what's going on. Let's just see what's going on. Hold on one second.
On December 19th, Anthony Joshua faced off in the ring with YouTuber boxer Jake Paul. The fight ended in the sixth round with Anthony knocking out Jake Paul in front of millions of people. This fight was Anthony's biggest payday, with reports indicating that he earned over $93 million. While Anthony had just won his biggest bag in boxing in his entire career, the celebration didn't last very long. Exactly 10 days later, the unimaginable would happen. Anthony ended up in a tragic car accident that claimed the lives of his coach and his trainer. Now, the timing of all of this has left many people wondering if there is something sinister behind this tragedy. Was this just a random accident, or did Joshua unknowingly or knowingly pay a dark price? Hey guys, I hope all is well. Welcome back to the
What y'all please let me know what y'all think about this one in the comments, okay? Because yes, I love sports. I always told y'all that. So they are coming up with they're saying they had to, you know how they go with them threes and the sixes and stuff like that. Said they had let me see. Let's just keep going for a little bit more.
Truth is, where I drop new videos exposing the truth weekly. In today's episode, we will be talking about the Anthony Joshua situation. But before we begin, I just wanted to let my page.
Let's skip that a little bit. All right. Just a little bit. Okay, here we go.
That might change the way you look at them forever. If you're one of my members, make sure to check the video out ASAP. You can find the link in the description and in the comment section. I want to thank you all. Now, let's get right into it. I want to start this video by giving my condolences to the families of those who died in the accident. Just days before New Year's, these families lost their father, friend, and brother. This is why it's important to always cherish and respect life, as you never truly know when's your last day. Now, I have been seeing a lot of people talk about this situation, with many people thinking this wasn't just a random accident, but something much deeper. All over social media, I have seen all types of posts, some that are extremely ridiculous, and others that at least raise some questions. Now, I myself looked into this situation, and I have to say, I did uncover some rather interesting details that do make you wonder if there was more to this. For those who don't know Anthony Joshua, he is a British-Nigerian former heavyweight boxing champion. Recently, he has been trending for two completely different reasons. One, he knocked out Jake Paul in a boxing match, and two, he ended up in a horrible car accident.
But y'all, as far as that fight go, I can believe he knocks him out. I mean, I absolutely can believe it without it being anything sinister. But y'all let me know what y'all think, okay?
That claimed the lives of two of his close friends. Now, on the internet, some people have come to the conclusion that these two incidents were somehow connected. The results of the boxing match between Joshua and Paul in some way led to the car accident that claimed the lives of his friends. You may be wondering why people are saying that. Well, if you know how this world truly works, then you understand this is exactly how things happen. When situations like this happen more often than you would think, it's not just a random accident, but a price that needed to be paid. We are able to determine if this situation is one of those situations by searching.
See, look. Oh, look at the man in the middle. You see how his hands are? That's one clue. As far as the truth is goes, okay? That's one clue.
Foretells in science. Usually, when these rituals happen, they are played out in symbolism and numerology, all of which this boxing match seems to show. Let's take a closer look at the boxing match so you can see what I mean. The boxing match between Jake Paul and Anthony Joshua took place on December 19th. It was a massive fight with reports of over 33 million viewers. Anthony won the fight when he knocked out Jake, breaking his jaw during the sixth round.
So they're going to 33 million people viewing, estimated. Okay, and then the sixth round, 6. All right. Something else I was gonna say. Oh yeah, I heard that people got that the Jake Paul was supposed to win the fight, but Anthony went ahead and did what he had to do. He didn't follow the script. That's what I heard. And I heard that may have contributed to the car accident, which I also send my condolences to the family. Anyway, y'all, here we go.
Anthony won the fight, it was reported that he was paid $93 million for the fight. Now, for those of you who have been watching me for years, you might have already picked up on some rather interesting details that are clearly connected to occult numerology. First, there was a total of exactly 33 million viewers. Exactly 33. What a coincidence. We all know the importance of the number 33 in the world of the occult, especially its significance in Masonry. In the secret organization, the number 33 represents ascension, reaching enlightenment, and becoming gods on earth. It is the highest degree in the Scottish Rite sector of Masonry. To become a 33rd degree Mason, you have to be invited after making it to the 32nd degree. You can't just join because you made it to the 32nd degree. You have to be chosen. When big public events are used for rituals, they tend to hide signs through symbolism and numerology that represents the ritual. This could be just that, as I believe they reported exactly 33 million viewers to indicate the ritual. Another interesting detail is how many rounds the fight lasted. It is being reported that Joshua knocked out Jake Paul during the 6th round, another number heavily used in numerology. See, the number 6 in the occult represents man's human imperfection and weakness. It also represents the number of the beast. While it might look like a coincidence the fight only lasted 6 rounds, most people already know these influencer boxing matches are all rigged and scripted. They chose this match to end in the 6th round because it was all a part of the ritual. Joshua beat Jake Paul in the 6th round while 33 million people were watching. In the occult representation of this ritual, Joshua transcends from man to God after beating Paul. Joshua was then paid exactly $93 million, which again is connected to the occult numerology. If you flip and invert 93, you get 63 or 36, which again...
How the heck they get $93 million? Why couldn't they 90, 94, 95? Really 95? 100. I'm just saying, y'all, let's keep going.
Goes back to the number of man becoming God. This fight was rich in symbolism. I also found some interesting symbolism from before the fight during the weigh-in. While Jake Paul and Anthony Joshua posed for the camera, I noticed Nakisa Baidarian, Jake Paul's MVP associate, doing a Masonic hand gesture. This to me says a lot, as he's standing between both men doing the symbol, almost showing that all of this was about to be a giant ritual, especially since we know what ended up happening just a few days later after the fight.
Wow.
Now, when it comes to Jake Paul, we don't need to look too deep into him. He's openly involved in the order and has shown his alliance many times over. When it comes to Joshua, I also found ties to the Masonic order as well. Anthony has this photo standing over the checkerboard floor with a Greek god statue behind him. This photo was likely taken at a Masonic temple. The checkerboard floor is found at every Masonic lodge. I am confident this photo was taken inside of a lodge. Anthony actually has a direct connection to the Masons.
Ooh, y'all know I can't let it play straight through. Y'all know I can't. But look, this is a Masonic lodge. They sold off his shorts, Anthony's shorts. All right.
Believe it or not, he collaborated with a Masonic lodge that auctioned off his boxing shorts. This entire event was hosted by the Freemasons, indicating Joshua is likely a Freemason, as they only work with their own, which isn't at all far-fetched because many boxers are actually Freemasons. Many boxing legends were open Masons. People like Manny Pacquiao revealed his Masonic affiliation publicly. He has photos inside of a Masonic lodge that he posted online. So considering that Anthony Joshua is likely a Mason, it's not hard to believe he might be in the middle of an occult ritual, which leads us to the day of the crash. Joshua was involved in a serious car crash in Nigeria on Monday, December 29, 2025, that tragically resulted in the death of 2 of his close friends and team members, Sinagami and Latif. Joshua himself sustained minor injuries and was taken to a hospital for observation, where he was in stable condition and was eventually released. Investigations by the FRSC and local police indicated that the Lexus they were in was traveling at an excessive speed and lost control during an overtaking maneuver, crashing into a truck. The impact was mostly on the passenger side of the vehicle, where his coach...
I heard they was looking for the other driver. I heard the other driver wasn't found. You know what I mean? I don't know. I'm gonna look into it and I bring it back on the video. And excuse me again today, y'all. Last night I did 3rd shift and I've been woke a couple hours, okay? But I wanted to bring this out to y'all, you know, and also I wanted to tell y'all Happy New Year and all of that stuff, okay? I love y'all, okay?
Trainer were sitting. Just like that, 10 days after winning one of the biggest paydays, he ends up losing his close friends and members of his team. Now, what many people are saying is that the timing is quite strange. We all know accidents do happen, I'm not saying they don't, but knowing the pro sports world and its connections to the occult and Masonry, I can't lie, all of this looks like it could be connected. Anthony could have unknowingly or even knowingly participated in some sort of occult ritual. When I saw this happen, all I kept thinking about was the movie Him. I kept thinking about the trailer scene where Marlon asked the question, to be the GOAT, what are you willing to sacrifice?
Film is about the relationship between a student and his hero. Him means the GOAT.
The greatest of all time. Legend, man.
The one person who deserves respect among all in this film begs the question,
to be a star, what are you willing to sacrifice? Isaiah is trying to teach Cam, you need to make these sacrifices to be the GOAT. That's for greatness. If you want to be the GOAT, you have to take it from
Anthony just made $93 million in one fight. But the question is, did he sacrifice his close friends for it? While people might think him was just a movie, I recently covered a story of a former professional soccer player who admitted he was approached by the secret societies, claiming that they wanted to initiate him into the secret order so that they could make him a big star. But the downside was he was going to have to be willing to sacrifice a loved one.
Former professional soccer player Khalil Lambin, you have an absolutely wild...
Yeah, I have to stop it now, y'all. Don't get mad at me. Let's continue.
Story, including the offer to sell your soul for success. Tell us about it.
Till the day I reached the UK. And in the UK, I was offered by a journalist who in the beginning, I was not aware that he was part of this. So he basically said, let's have a interview about you. You've been in Thailand, you've been in Qatar, you've been all over the place as a young player. So the fans want to know more about you. So obviously I was naive and I said yes. And a couple of weeks later, I got some time. We went to a coffee place. And as I arrived, brother, he looked me straight in the eyes and he told me that I'm not a journalist. Like, if you are an agent, I already got a football agent. If you are from another team, I don't want to move from my actual team. I'm fine where I am. But then he said, no, we rule this world. We rule the sport industry. We rule the finance industry. We rule the music industry. And if you want to be part of the elite in your sport, you have to join the elite. So I was like, whew, bro, that was like tough because for me, my hard work would be what would help me to step up. But bro, all my dream came down. I was like, in front of him, he's looking in my eyes and he's telling me that. So obviously my first reaction was fear. But bear in mind, I was not Christian. I was not working with Christ and I was still Muslim and he's offering.
Yeah, he wasn't all of those things, but he was close with his mother. His mama helped him with this one.
Me this. If you ask me today what kept me is my beloved mother who always told me, don't you ever sell your soul. And while this man is speaking to me, I could hear the voice of my mom in my ears. Do not sell your soul. Do not sell your soul. But then I asked him this question, what do I have to do to be part of the elite? He said, there is nothing physical. I will give you an address. You come at such and such time, and we will initiate you. I was like, whew. And as the voice of my mom was a seed in my heart, she kept, as he's speaking, I'm hearing, do not sell your soul. Do not sell your soul. I was like, whew, I can't do that. And I could see his energy, his aura was getting like really, no, that's going to be possible. And I was like, no, I can't. And if you ask me today, I know that Jesus saved me from that. And as I'm reading the Bible says that what would a man give in exchange for his soul? I was like, that's exactly what happened to me a couple of years ago.
Exactly.
But now that I'm in ministry, supporting sports people into the world of football, I'm seeing footballers after one another coming to me and say, bro, actually your testimony touched me because I've joined them. Are you sure Jesus can save me? Say, what did you do for you to join? They asked me to offer my son. They asked me to go into some intimate relationship with my own mother. They've asked me to sacrifice such person in a car crash. You see, in the physical realm, it will be like,
see, you see, such in a car crash. I'm hoping it was just a regular car crash. I mean, I hate the whole thing happened, period. But I hope that Anthony had nothing, didn't know nothing about it. Okay.
A car crash, a cancer, something, but somebody has offered them because they have the same blood. And if you look back in the Old Testament, you can see child sacrifice. You see, so as I'm seeing these people telling me, I say, God, you've actually saved me from something so dark.
Now, I hope that's not what Anthony did. I hope he didn't do something that evil. And as sad as it is, I hope this was just an accident. But when it comes to those in this industry, you have to expect things like this to happen. I pray for those families who lost a loved one because of this. I hope they find peace. I don't want to disrespect them at all. I just want to point out the patterns that I always notice in these situations. More often than not, we see these big level ups come accompanied by a tragic loss, just like we're seeing in this situation. I want to know what you guys think below. Do you think this is all connected or just a dark coincidence? Well,
all right. What do y'all think? Do y'all think this was just a coincidence? Y'all, I hope it was just a coincidence. I hate that happened, period. I truly do. But yeah, y'all let me know, because I thought it was just a great fight. He broke his jaw and everything, you know? But y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments on the first day of 2026, okay? All right, so I'm gonna stop it right here. That's all I got. All right, and I wanted to find something else right quick. All right, I love y'all. Thank y'all. Please, y'all, hit the subscribe button and like the video. And if you see that hype button, hype it up for me. Thank y'all so much, and I will see y'all soon, okay? All right. Bye, y'all.